problem number one is that resilience is now a testable rather than theoretical. Why? Because resilience has been treated as a theory all the time, right? Like, oh, we are a resilient company, but how you test it right now to make sure that you are in that track? So the Financial Council Authority in UK says that by March last year, firms in scope had to complete a mapping and testing to remain within impact tolerances for each important business service. And so if the boards or executive teams and founders cannot pinpoint that to evidence, the gap is no longer abstract, right? So what I'm saying with all this, the problem is actually you cannot run resilience in a theoretical environment anymore. You have to have a mapping and a testing, right? And then produce the evidence that you are really a company that understand what you're doing, where you're going, and which are the risks and which are the treatment for those risks as you go along. And you say, well, I'm not a listed company. I'm not in a public company, so I'm not that big enough to have all these challenges in front of me, and because it will take time, it will too busy, etc., etc. So the problem is not that. The problem is that knowing that, how you're going to address it, right? And I understand actually companies have difficult because you have to run it just to make sure that you have enough cash flow, etc., etc. But an international advisory board looking from outside can start to see this gap much easier and kind of say, well, don't worry about all these things, because while you justify why you don't address them, at least put a mechanism for control here and here that actually will help your company to be more stronger and go forward.